Hello there, thank you for joining us and welcome to another edition of the Evening Review. My name is Ogito Greg, and in studio with me this evening, Mr. Joseph Yeboah. He's of IOTA Leadership Dealership. How are you, sir?
Very blessed to be here.
Excellent.
And it's a warm environment in Namibia. Fantastic people already, I can see.
Excellent, excellent. Let's start at the beginning, sir. What is IOTA Leadership Dealership?
So, IOTA Leadership Dealership, from the beginning, IOTA is IOTA, is the acronym for Inspiration of the Almighty.
Okay.
So the Leadership Dealership is a project to make sure we are raising intrinsic leaders. So I bring your mind to this. If you see people in a race, let's say 10 people in a 100-meter dash, the person that's in the lead, is he the leader of the group that's running? No. So to be in the lead is not automatically to be a leader.
Yes.
Good. So I'm bringing a certain awareness. It's not a new thing, but my inclusion accents the awareness that we are not just in the lead, but we are leaders.
Okay.
To be in the lead is a privileged position, but to be a leader is a responsible position. Yes. So the leadership dealership, pretty much like a car dealership, is where we have leaders and the benefits of leaders transacted in full force. So that's where the leadership dealership mentality is. So if you enter a car dealership, the most profitable thing there is not just the sale of a car. So you have repairs, you have, trade-ins and all that. That's the concept of the leadership dealership. Okay. So it's a place where leaders are curated, leaders are repaired, leaders are exchanged, and agencies of leadership are transacted for greater profit. So we are not just in the lead, but we are leaders.
And what brings you to Namibia?
So it's a passion for the people of Namibia. I met a few of them, some men of God, some in government circles, and some, everyday lay people. And their attention to new ideas and the hospitality to be able to connect well is what really brought me to Namibia. So I would say I have a big purpose, and then I found a people with a big heart and a big attention to house me. And it's been a wonderful, journey here so far.
But there's a specific session to do with transition and preparation.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
Exactly. So now, if you look at history, you look carefully, you realize that civilizations have changed. There's been revolutions. So the age where we were writing letters and going to the post office, waiting for post stamps and waiting for weeks for our letters to arrive. Then came the emails. And then now you have active live chatting or live streaming. So this is just communication dynamics from health, sports. Everything has evolved radically. Now you realize that between when we were writing letters and when the email came to take over, there was a season of denial, there was a season of confusion, there was a season of expectation, and then it looked like a conspiracy theory. And this is going to be obsolete and a new one is coming. So that mid-season, then eventually email comes, takes over, and papers are obsolete. It's the same from the phones we were using, the previous phones, and then the smart devices. Then now, between the smart devices and then intelligent devices. So you realize that society has always recorded a transition in civilization. But in between the civilizations, that period, what do we do? And that is what brought me to Namibia, to come and awaken consciousness by sufficient provocations. We are now going to be competing with machines. Is humanity ready on the full spectrum? Intellectually, emotionally, spiritually, biologically, are we ready? And so the seasons between the civilizations, the now and the future, what we have to do responsibly so that by the time the intelligent future arises in full force, we would have been ready. Policies, training, skill acquisition, and then even the emotional management of the new kind of world that we're going to be in. And then above all, profitability. So we are not just waiting for a technology, we are waiting to embrace and then have a hold stakehold in the technology that is coming. So it cuts across all points. My job is to awaken leaders in a conscious way so that we are not just partakers of the future, but stakeholders in the future. Don't wait for it to come and overwhelm you and then you become just a passive participant, but look for a stakehold. Structurally, architecturally, financially, let's curate something that makes sure that we are stakeholder beneficiaries, not just passive participants and getting the crumbs out of the big thing that is coming. Yes.
Okay, so you are basically trying to prepare people for the establishment of artificial intelligence.
Great, and not just artificial intelligence. So artificial intelligence and the whole digitalization development that is coming. It will interest you to know that the culture of money has changed. When we used to handle notes or papers and coins or what we call fiat, nobody thought that a time would come when you could do without the literal note or the coin.
Yes.
But now you can do without it. And then we are hearing, let's say, cryptocurrencies or digital currencies.
Yes.
All you hear now is some say it's a scam, some say it's illegal, some say it's not going to work, it's too cumbersome. And then because it is knowledge-based, some people say it's inconvenient. But between convenience and expedience, which one wins? Expediency always wins over convenience. So whether or not it's going to be convenient for you, if it is expedient, it's coming. So I'll tell you this. It's on record now. Information is abundant in our age. The President of the United States, since the time he took office, from cryptocurrency, has made over $1 billion. Not $1 million, $1 billion. So I ask my colleagues, are you telling me that the president of arguably the most sophisticated nation under the sun now is full force promoting a scam? Is that what you're thinking? Every time civilizations are changing, there's a season of denial and a season of confusion that looks like what is coming is a conspiracy theory. That's why I want to awaken leaders. We've got to think and think well. Is it just a conspiracy or it's going to become our reality? So we have to do our homework now. If we do our homework sufficiently and we realize that this is going to become our reality, then we have work to do. So we go on the drawing board, bring the experts, do the strategic positioning, and let the society, the economy, and the industries be ready not to be passive partakers, but to be equal stakeholders in what is coming. And that's why we are here now. Every time there's been a shift in technology or in civilization, there's a season. The transition season looks like an infusion of confusion. And everybody has his way of categorizing what is happening. To the simple mind, it's just another worrying, bothersome thing. If you hear Elon Musk now talking about singularity, or the elite world talking singularity, where we are talking a fusion of humanity and robots. So the humanoid, it sounds now like, okay, is this going to be possible? What's all this? What's all that? But if somebody has gone to space and come back and he's telling you he wants to combine humanity and machines, you don't just throw it off and just caption it as a conspiracy theory. You have to do your homework. The AI that we are experiencing now, we think that this is AI. This is not AI. This is the introduction phase of AI. So we have AI that has no memory, so there's no past data it uses. Then there is AI that has little memory, so a few past things and data analysis. Then we have thinking AI, which can now understand human beings. So I will ask any man that's a counselor, are you aware that research is showing that men are now wanting to be married to robot girlfriends? So if I ask you as a counselor and you're counseling children that are coming, if they come to you right now and they say, my boyfriend or my fiance is a robot, what's your answer? Emotionally, are we prepared? There's a lot that is coming, and thinking, systems in AI is not even the last. The highest one is what they call super intelligent, AI. That one, the machine can think for itself, rewrite its own code. And at that phase, the machine is supposed to be superior to every form of humanity. Clerically, are we ready? Politically, are we ready? Industrially, are we ready? Leadership-wise, are we ready? Are you going to be able to compete with a robot and its intelligent dispositions? If you have not given sufficient attention to the impending reality, you can easily dismiss. It's a scam. Oh, let's not worry. Oh, they can never take over. But what if? So that's why IOTA Leadership Dealership is here. We're not just in the lead, but we're producing leaders, getting everybody along. Yeah.
You are moving ahead very quickly, just like the technology is. I'd like us to take a step back. Tell us about where IOTA is based, and I want you to share with us how this transition is already manifesting where you are.
Okay. So IOTA Ministry Group, and for that matter, IOTA Leadership Dealership, started from Ghana. That's where I am from. So the name Joseph Kwadwo Yeboah tells you I have Ghanaian roots. Yeah. And so it's in Ghana, Accra. We've been there from 2010. We've run things on all phases, but the active awareness towards the intelligent future, like we branded it, started about 3 years ago. So from that angle, we've been able to sensitize a number of people in the knowledgeable acquisition of cryptocurrencies. So that because it's a new thing that is coming, you don't want to introduce people to it for them to go and gamble and make losses and injure their confidence. Normally, that's the painful aspect. The introduction is not done well, structured. So it's thrown to them, and everybody goes to find a jungle kind of survival way of knowing about it. So we've organized a few sessions, very practical sessions, not just cryptocurrency, but digital currencies in full. Then there's something called tokenization. For instance, Namibia has diamonds. And let's say if you buy, I don't know how they quantify it and they sell it, but let's say you have an ounce of diamond and it's fixed. This is the amount, let's say 10,000 Namibian dollars. There's something we call now the digital world is bringing. It's called tokenization. So instead of owning the full $10,000 and having the literal diamond, you say, we're tokenizing it. So I can own just a little part, and it is digital, but it is as strong as the physical diamond. So you have the physical diamond, and you may have $10,000. I can have $10,000 as a token of that digital, of that physical thing. So tokenization is also another market on its own, which is opening up fantastic opportunities for investment.
Mr. Yeboah, we need to take a short ad break, but we'll be right back to continue this interesting conversation just now. So please stay with us on the Evening Review. Welcome back to the Evening Review. We continue our conversation with Mr. Joseph Yeboah from IOTA Leadership Dealership, who is here sharing with us preparation for the future that is already with us. You mentioned cryptocurrency and you mentioned tokenization a moment ago, but also we were talking about artificial intelligence, AI. And here in our Namibian context, there are real risks and real fears. You must understand that we're a rich country full of poor people. We've got the second worst income inequality in the world. And we are facing severe joblessness. Unemployment is rife. So many Namibians, they are worried that artificial intelligence will lead to more job losses and even worse poverty. Yeah. Do you think that there can be a different future, and how can leaders help us to achieve a different outcome?
Great. So this is where I have a message for leaders and then for the people. Now I'll talk to the people first. AI is not going to take your job. The person that has learned AI is the one that will take your job. So don't forget what I'm saying. I'll say it again so you get it. If you're afraid of machines taking your job, then listen to me carefully. AI is not going to take your job. The person that has learned AI is the one going to take your job. So learn AI, because the possibility on the AI platform, once you are skilled and knowledgeable about it, is endless. Just like I'm telling you now, if you cannot get a job in the diamond industry in Namibia, because of tokenization, you can be more invested and even richer than the CEO of the commission. This is the possibility that, the digital world brings. If I go directly in AI, I'm musical. And I write songs, I produce songs. Now, there are AI systems that produce songs now. I've learned and done my part. And those of you that are going to come for the conference, I'm going to play one of the songs that I've produced via AI. I'll show you the raw procedure through which I went, and when the machine came in and how it came out, and the possibilities that are endless. So you realize that rather than living in fear that we are jobless and AI is going to compound the problem of joblessness, you've got to see that, the endless opportunities that are coming via AI, if we just position ourselves with a little discipline and knowledge, we are going to escape the joblessness that has plagued us. So that's ironically the reality. The machine is not going to take your job. The one who has learned about the machines is the one going to take your job. Okay. So learn about the machines. You won't lose your job.
Okay. What about research that indicates that people who use artificial intelligence continuously and even excessively, they lose some cognitive ability, the ability to think for themselves? They get so used to asking the machine everything that they can't come up with their own answers.
Yes.
What do you say about that?
That's true. That's where policymakers and leaders have the responsibility. And that's why I say, let's get awakened to the impending reality, produce systems. So I was telling some people in the morning that information and statistics research is telling us that Gen Z is the first generation that is not smarter than the previous generation. So they tested cognitive skills, writing skills, communication, and they realized that the generation that has used not even AI, smart devices, linking to artificial intelligence, so the broad spectrum, the generation that has used smart devices are rather less intelligent than the fourth generation that didn't use it. Why? Because we waited for the technology. We didn't prepare for the technology. I always tell people, the future you yearn for must be what you learn for. We're supposed to be learning to manage and do the positive structured hybrid. So it is artificial intelligence. It is not organic intelligence. So it tells you it must have its artificial place. It's not a replacement, it's a complement. So our educationists, our medical doctors, our psychologists, our psychiatrists, all the people who are our neuroscientists, they are the ones supposed to jump into the forefront and defend humanity so that we are not consumed by machines and codes. We will be able to put artificial intelligence in its place. It's like a parent and children and a smartphone or television. If you know, you can manage, you can control. So let's take our positions, policymakers, industry leads. Every intention becomes an invention, and every invention must have an intervention. Because when intentions become inventions, something can go wrong. That's why there has to be intervention. So intentions, inventions, interventions. That's where leaders come in. Interventional, policies, systems that are curated fantastically with all the brilliant minds in the nation, especially beginning from government. So the question is, you the leader, do you want to see your people become automatons? No. So jump in the lead, because like I told you, between the convenient and the expedient always wins. So if you can't prevent the machines from coming, then prevent the machines from being damaging in their coming. So we can always restrict, control, and then we have a perfect blend of artificial and organic or biological intelligence.
If we prepare ourselves.
Put the measures, control measures in place.
Mr. Yeboah, earlier in our discussion, you mentioned the singularity. Would you share with our audience what is the singularity, and do you think it's a reality, or it's still something to come, or it'll never come?
For me, I have to be very cautious in my choice of words. I am not an expert. I am a concerned, diligent pursuer of what is to come. So, but the experts, the knowledgeable people have mentioned it. And what makes me give it attention is that a lot of these, there was even an interview with the lead of Google, the past lead, I believe, and then a few others. And they've told us that machines learn, and then now machines create the ability to learn. That means they can become intelligent not by you putting in data, but by they generating data. So they suspect, but they suspect authoritatively. That means the evidence is leading to that. They have not produced that, but they are saying, if I can code and code, then I put in codes into the machine and the machine refines codes, then it means there can be a quantum leap from that reality to the place where machines are smarter than the one that engineered it. So if you look at the movies and all that, they've put their suppositions there. It's authoritative suppositions, but it is not final. So everything is showing that it's possible, only that it has not been done. So my own is, if the man telling you, I am doing it to this point, but beyond this point, I can't predict what will become. If you accept it to the point of his strength, you must prepare beyond his strength, because he has already told you that it is possible for there to be a blend of, organic and the artificial element. So the singularity is when there is that perfect fusion that you can't even tell between a robot and a human.
Sure. Okay. Let's leave that aside for a moment, and please tell us about the conference that you mentioned.
Yes.
And also tell us about the rest of the year's plans for IOTA.
Great. So the first thing is the conference is going to be this Saturday, this very Saturday. It's at 10 a.m. at the First of Hotel, Protea Hotel, First of Protea Hotel. It is 10 a.m. this Saturday. It's going to be a fantastic, three-pronged session, and there's going to be a part that does practical, shows the things we're talking about. Then another part which is very interactive. Then there will be a part that is dedicated to the leadership curating and the awareness of what is coming. So it's actually a day that's going to be filled with a lot of knowledge. My own is to make sure that leadership is not a course you learn, but a course you execute. Okay. So we're not just going to throw about industry jargons of leadership so that you just have a dopamine feeling of, I've made it, we've learned well about it. No. I want to leave an impression on people that generates a culture to know and to prepare well. So Saturday, I'm expecting you at 10 a.m. at the First of Hotel. It's going to be a power-packed one. Now, beyond that, IOTA Leadership Dealership, in October, we have another conference, but this time it's in Ghana. Yes. And we are around that time, we will be bringing experts. So if we go to the finance world, we're talking experts with AI and the next civilization, the medical, even ministry, where I'm planted, and all other points. We want to show people how, if you're an author, you are a journalist, you are a communicator, you are a professional, what the systems are bringing now, and how you can accent preparation to become not just a holder, but a stakeholder of the next civilization that is coming.
Thank you very much,
It's a
sir.
pleasure.
And thank you very much for joining us on this edition of the Evening Review. As always, there'll be more as the days of the week continue, so I hope to see you again. But for now, good night.